go to 145. Zach Miller, District 3. He's out of Boyertown, and Brian Burrows out of Hempfield area, District 7. Burrows, what a story he is. He's been there, done that here.
Brian Burrows, of course, the returning state champion. He is a ball of fire. He's got tremendous upper body strength. Fireman's carry is going to pick up a couple of back points. This will be 3 back points. Burrows is wearing the green anklet and the gray uniform. Miller in the black and red with the red anklet.
Miller in real trouble, though. Trailing 2-0. And he did get turned around. That has to be somewhat of a safety factor there.
And it is so tough to bounce back in the state finals after being taken down to your back.
Yeah, when you're shown the ceiling, it has a tendency to be somewhat of a psychological bummer there. Both of these wrestlers are undefeated. Burrows, I think, Mark, as you're looking at your notes over there, and if you need a second, just go ahead and nod. He's on a run of epic proportions right now.
That's right, Brian Burrows. I believe he has won 75 straight matches coming into this state final.
That's an awful lot, man. Coming out of District 7, playing the Thunder like that in the western part, the WPIAL.
You know, he's a state finalist last year. He won the state title. He won that state title at 140 pounds. Despite torn ligaments and tendons in his hands, he said he'd just block out the pain if he aggravated that injury. So that tells you the kind of dedication and mindset that this kid, Brian Burrows, has when it comes to wrestling. He can just block out that kind of pain and go on and win a state title.
Absolutely sculpted, too. His senior, 36-0. And I believe he's going to Oklahoma State. I believe, yeah, Oklahoma State. Okay, he's going to be a Cowboy. That is a big-time program. That's right there with the Penn States, the Iowas, all of them.
Brian Burrows also handled Mike Shingara, 3-time state champion from Line Mountain High School in a tournament in Delaware this year.
Got a cut, I believe.
Blood time.
And that's going to go against the wrestler. Again, the 5-minute rule in effect. And it's a cumulative. It doesn't, like, you know, this moment and then.
5 minutes total blood injury time. You can see the referee standing there holding a stopwatch in his hand.
Zach Miller, Boyertown. You know, that's an interesting story out of District 3. The middleweight classes this year were, you know, thought to be wide open, but this young man ran the table. He's undefeated heading here.
Yeah, he has really looked strong in the bottom half of the bracket. He pinned his first opponent in 3 minutes and 22 seconds. He pinned his next opponent, Matt King from Connellsville, District 7, who was ranked 4th in the state, in 1 minute and 11 seconds. And then he beat Jay Costco from Hazleton, District 2, 8-2 to make it into the finals.
There's Burrows. You can really feel the power again. So quick to a move. He's always looking to get something going and hurls Miller out.
How can you stop that guy?
He came out for the Parade of Champions as relaxed as anybody in line tonight. Smiling, saying, yes, this is the reason I worked so hard to be here now.
In last year's state championships, Zach Miller got headlocked in the first 10 seconds of the first period in the semifinals by eventual champ Eric Peasy from McGuffey in District 7. He ended up getting pinned in that bout.
Red defers, green down.
We go to the second period at 145.
Go ahead, green. Set, stop.
Burrows with a stand-up and a shoulder roll. Miller does a nice job hanging tough.
Well, 5-1 the score. Burrows in total control out of Hempfield area. Bob Gordon's his coach. 36-0 as we mentioned. 142-13 lifetime coming into this match. Miller trying to get him turned around. Out they go.
One of the things that I noticed that Burrow did after his semifinal bout against Adam Muzisco from Elizabeth Forward, District 7, which he won 15-7. He sat on the edge of the mat, Indian style, and watched Zach Miller finish his match against Costco from Hazleton, clearly scouting him.
Set, hold it, tap.
Out they go. The official's almost in the line of fire. Hey, these guys have got to be in good shape, too, to get out of that. He had to do a quick dance.
Set, tap.
He's just kind of waiting for something to happen. You get that feeling, don't you? Jim Burrows is like a volcano, a Dante's Peak of a talent that can erupt at any moment.
Zach Miller hanging on for dear life, trying to keep him down. He's kept him down for about 25 seconds, but still got 1 minute and 35 seconds left in this period.
And we're not saying anything against Zach Miller at all. Believe me, at least I'm not.
Moving before I'm blowing it, son.
You just see Burrow. He's got that just really focused type stare, intimidating look, upper body.
Yeah, you can tell that
much more wiry in build.
Yeah, he's quite a bit longer and lanky.
He's trying to get in that isometrics, mono against mono. Burrow trying to stay in bounds.
I thought we were going to get a face full of wrestler there, Chet.
Yeah, that's kind of like a line drive.
You can sense the frustration on Zach Miller's part.
6-1, Burrow in control, second period. And we'll show you the clock here in a moment. Give you an idea as to where we are the rest of the way for the second period. Here's Burrow. He's turning it around, but give Miller credit. He got out of bounds, but still not in time. Burrow does get a 2-point takedown out of it, and he was almost ready to roll through.
Okay, Green, go ahead. Bottom man's going optional. Go ahead, Green.
For Miller, the comeback trail starts. He's let up, and it's a quick point. 8-2.
Miller had gotten in on a single leg, and Burrows had every counter in the world for it. Just quickly threw him to the side. Got a 2-point takedown of his own. And you can see the wrestlers working on Burrows, but Zach Miller is totally frustrated in this match against a returning state champion.
After a lengthy injury delay, we rejoin the match in progress. Despite really being dominated for the last period and a half, he's in the hunt, trailing by 3. And the crowd beginning to kind of feel the same thing and maybe rally back into this along with Miller himself.
I mentioned that Miller has been very, very tough in the bottom half of the bracket.
He gave up a point there. That's tough. But when you feel better on your feet, it's worth the point to start moving now. They'll go from the neutral position, standing. Miller do anything to try and get a single leg or get something going underneath there.
Now Burrows gets warned for stalling. Neither one of these wrestlers looks like they're ready to run out of gas just yet.
Come on, guys, let's go.
With the 140-pound place winners and coaches, make your way to the awards area, please.
And Zach Miller doing all he can do to try to take down the defending state champion, Brian Burrows.
Miller has put up a good fight.
Another stalling call, and that's a point for Zach Miller.
23 seconds. There's your time. It's only a 3-point spread.
Out of bounds, break it clean.
Still plenty of time to put a big move together.
Zach Miller still definitely being the aggressor. And you got to respect Zach Miller for trying just as hard as he can. There's another stall warning.
2 points.
You have the control on it. When you came right off the mat, you came right off there.
9-7.
And they're going to take that takedown away. I think that was a good call to take it away.
9-7. And Miller just ran out of time, and what a frustrating moment that has to be. 9-7. Championship here at 145 pounds. There they are at the awards table. Well, Jamar Billman, seconds in, pinned Dan Wilson. And that was the end of that at 140. And Billman ends the year undefeated. Next place you'll see him as Penn State University with John Fritz. So Jamar Billman, your winner at 140. Let's take a timeout. You're watching the AAA Parade of Champions at the Hershey Park Arena. We'll continue with more action at 152 after this timeout.
A revolutionary strategy in heart surgery.
This is the best thing in cardiac surgery in the last 30 years. You slash the heart as you could cut across an apple. Go, cut, chop.
First time I heard about it, I think I probably rolled my eyes and I said, yeah, right.
But will it save lives? Cut to the heart. A new operation for the heart. Tuesday at
60 miles an hour and the car's driving itself. On the next edition of Scientific American Frontiers, we'll explore a world where machines don't need people. Meet Cog and Toddler, who are teaching themselves about life, and find out who's the smartest robot around. I'm Alan Alda. Join me next time for Robots Alive.
Alda meets artificial intelligence. Wednesday at 8.
You're watching Channel 3.
Today's programming is made possible by an underwriting grant from the Hershey Entertainment and Resort Company, its divisions, and its property, including Hershey Park Arena and Stadium, Hershey Lodge and Convention Center, Hotel Hershey, Hershey Bears Hockey, Hershey Wildcats Soccer, and the Chocolate Town Cafe. Welcome back to the Hershey Park Arena at 152. Mount Pleasant, Robbie Waller, rather. He's 44-0. His dad's coach. Mount Pleasant, District 7. Rick Springman, Northtown. 41-1. Steve Harner is his coach. He's a senior.
Robbie Waller finished second in the state last year. Came in as a Southwestern Regional second-place finisher. He lost to Bruce Cridge from Cannon McMillan, District 7, 5-2 in last year's state finals.
Waller is in the red anklet. Springman is in the green at 152. Opening period.
Last year's state championships. Rick Springman also lost to Bruce Cridge from Cannon McMillan, the eventual champion that year, 9-5 in the semifinals. He beat Christian Luciano from Northampton, our finalist, at 171 pounds. A quick takedown for Springman on the edge of the mat. And Springman wrestled Christian Luciano from Northampton, District 11, he's our finalist at 171 pounds for third, and won 8-6 in that match.
What's the crowd reacting to here, Jim? Maybe
There's some question about the call right on the edge of the mat. They take the takedown away, so there's no scoring.
Toughest call, I think, for wrestling official is right around that area. So, you know, the carry of the play, the momentum, and everything else always is.
Well, you'll notice there's one referee with a whistle, and the other referee is the assistant referee. His job really is to just get a different angle on things, and sometimes right at the out-of-bounds line is where he comes into play. He can make a recommendation to the head referee, but he cannot overrule him. If he sees something a foot out of bounds or a foot inbounds on a call that the other referee may have missed, he can say that that was the situation as he saw it and make a recommendation, but it doesn't have to stand. It's ultimately the head referee's decision as to whether the call is made or not.
22.
And these officials have done a great job throughout this tournament. I mean, it's tough keeping track of where everything's going.
Springman
here
in,
they are.
Springman in again on a good double leg, but unfortunately it's right on the edge of the mat, and he's going to get himself in trouble. He'll go out of bounds.
Frustrating moment there. Waller really hanging on. Springman, though, is the aggressor, at least through the opening 2 minutes here.
Oh, he has definitely been the aggressor.
Screen, Troy. Screen to first. Right down.
I'm looking in here, and I find this hard to believe, but Norristown has never had a state champion.
Get on correctly, Red.
I mean, that is one of the storied programs in District 1 down there. Guys like Blair Thomas went there, and a lot of others.
Okay, Red. Okay.
Although District 1 has never really been known as the thunder hotbed for wrestling in the state. Not like 11 and 7 anyway. And 4, and, you know, District 3 certainly with a rich heritage. In the second period in the championship at 152, Rick Springman. Now they took those 2 points away, and it is scoreless.
Robbie Waller from the bottom position, hitting a stand-up, trying to get out from underneath Rick Springman. Rick Springman came into this tournament ranked second in the state as the Southeastern Regional Champion. Robbie Waller came in ranked first in the state as the Southwestern Regional Champion. And another takedown right on the edge of the mat that was out of bounds.
Injury, Red.
Robbie Waller survived a quarterfinal bout against Dave Dietrich from Spring Grove, District 3. Dietrich was ranked third in the state coming into this tournament. Waller survived that 5-3 in overtime. He was losing 3-2. They went out of bounds, and with 7 seconds left, Dietrich was called for stalling for the second time. Got a point, which tied the match 3-3, and in overtime, Waller got a takedown early on in that 2-minute overtime period.
Should be an escape. What? No. What? No, there was nothing. There was nothing.
Again, the officials trying to sort things out
There was nothing.
here at 152.
Yeah, there was an escape. There was an escape.
There was an escape.
Some question about the scoring. The score should be 0-0. Nobody escaped from anybody.
Down. Right. Red was down. You're still down. You're still down. No, I didn't give you anything. Didn't give you anything.
They see the official. No, I did not give you any.
Hey, get on correctly. Get on correctly. One.
Hey, every point's precious.
You bet.
Hey, and if you think you can lobby for one, you might as well give it a shot. Ooh. Almost threw one over Mark Shuey over there. Mark, you guys are throwing each other off around here.
Well, this is a physical match as well. And, you know, one thing I'm impressed with is how the referees more or less tried to protect the wrestlers anyway. They try to work around and protect the wrestlers once they appear to be going off the mat and onto the hard surface, which is just basically some boards over an ice surface here at the Hershey Park Arena, and the referees are very cognizant of the wrestlers going off the mat and onto this hard surface and do everything they can to protect them.
Waller finally got an escape.
That'll be a point for Robbie Waller out of Mount Pleasant. He takes the 1-0 lead here.
Back in 1995, Robbie Waller went undefeated during the season, but got mononucleosis just before the end of the year state tournaments. And he did not finish that year.
Come on, let's go.
"52 seconds remain here in the second period of play."
Waller in on a single leg. Waller's claim to fame is that he's good on his feet.
Nothing. 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 Nothing.
You can hear the referee.
Nothing.
You got no points, son.
Right shoelace, Green. You get it all right? Okay, on line. 16 left in the second period, guys. On line, please.
16 seconds to go. Robbie Waller's
Second period, low-scoring match.
The 1995 state championships. Springman entered the tournament as the Southeastern Regional Champion. He lost his semifinal bout to Travis Dodo from Nazareth, District 11, who was the eventual champ that year, 4-2. He hung on through wrestlebacks to place fourth at 145 pounds.
Well, you know, he's got the mental toughness, the wrestlebacks. You mentioned what a mental minefield that can be. Let's go over to Mark Shuey. Mark, what do you have for us, Matt?
Well, guys, they just gave the attendance figures for the Hershey Park Arena tonight.
I bet they were impressive for AA at 25,700 for their session. What do you got?
How about that? 8,624 here tonight. Crammed into this 60-year-old building.
Those are the paid in here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the total weekend, 55,695 for the entire tournament.
Well, that's a fabulous number right there. I think that's really, it says an awful lot for the Pennsylvania sports fan and the wrestling fan, and why this event is viewed as the premier event of its kind in the country. There's just no doubt about it. I think, Jim, there are national people that follow, you know, national wrestling services, national services. It's followed nationally in college as we get a big 2-point play that time for Waller.
Waller got warned for stalling for not taking...
Or 1 point, yeah.
Not taking Springman down to the mat.
Or no points, and that'll be in the bank, yeah.
First warning, no points awarded in the first warning. 1 point, of course, in the second.
Yeah, they just gave it... AAA total is 29,750. The total combined 55,695.
Waller with that single leg just hanging on. The referee did not call stalling again. He has got to take Springman to the mat.
Check. Red on. Go, Red.
Waller trying to put a leg in, but Springman has got his arm around it. And he's just going to dump him over and come out the back door. Robbie Waller's in a lot of trouble.
Springman trying to get the... He was the aggressor early in this match. Trailing 1-0. And they call a stalemate, and that frustrates some of the crowd who wanted to see it.
Robbie Waller is a very good scrambler. In that instance, he grabbed the hold of Springman's leg, just enough to hang in to get the stalemate out of that terrible situation he got himself into. You can hear the fans. They are all over Robbie Waller for stalling.
Springman trying to turn him around to get some points.
Waller again has a hold of that leg.
Waller's in deep trouble. There they got the points. He's back.
Waller's
counting.
Waller's going to give up back points. Springman's just got to sort of tilt him over to get a couple of back points.
Coach is very animated over on Springman's side. 4 seconds.
Gonna hold him there.
Round it out. Holding. Looking. Springman's got it. What a finish by Rick Springman. Their coaches are hugging on the far side. The first ever champion for Northtown out of District 1. Who is he? Meet Rick Springman, and what a finish, and we'll have that move again. Clutch move. Here it is, Jim, and again, your ability to put the score on with the money on the table, and Rick Springman shows you why here.
Springman turns in, grabs the leg. Waller just hanging on to the lower leg of Springman. Springman will step across. And really, see how he's got Waller's arm twisted up, his left arm twisted up around his chest. He's using that to get leverage, to pull his shoulders towards the mat, to break that 45-degree plane. You can see the referee showing him he's got 2 points coming. And at this point, Rick Springman's coaches are saying, just stay there, because there's only a couple of seconds left.
Go to the podium. The awards at 145. Brian Burrows at 9-7. Winner against Zach Miller. Boy, Miller really put up the good fight, but Burrows shows why he is one of the top wrestlers, not only in this half of the draw in AAA, but one of the best in the Keystone State. What an outstanding performer.
Yeah, Brian Burrows from Hempfield, 2-time state champion, off to Oklahoma State, and I think he's going to be one of the ones that excels in college wrestling.
Go to 160 out of Waynesburg, District 7 senior, Josh Koschek, rather. He is 38-2 out of Hempfield area, and a teammate of Brian Burrows, Vince DeAugustine, defending champ, senior, 32-2, and he's a hammer.
He is a hammer. When he takes his sweatshirt off, you'll see just how physical he can be. He has got tremendous upper body strength, every bit as big as Brian Burrows was back at 145. Vince DeAugustine is at 160 pounds. You can bet that these two guys wrestle each other on a regular basis, and they just get better and better.
Koschek will be in the red anklet. DeAugustine is in the green. DeAugustine again, battle tested.
Koschek from Waynesburg came in as a Southwestern runner-up. Vince DeAugustine came in as a Southwestern regional champion. These two obviously wrestled each other in that finals, with DeAugustine coming out as the champion. DeAugustine in on a single leg, picking it up, trying to get a little leverage.
Koschek, though, a very focused young man at 38-2. He's 118-23 lifetime, but this is a guy that's really wrestled well over the last couple of years.
Yeah, he really has, and he's done very well in this tournament, coming into the tournament ranked 3rd in the state.
You watch that elbow. We got some good hard wrestling.
Back in 1996, Koschek came as a Southwestern 3rd-place finisher. He lost in the quarterfinals and did not place here at Hershey.
This referee's very animated. He's done one other match tonight. he'll get right in there and let you know what's going on, score, time, tail of the tape, where you are in the match.
The Augustine survived a tough wrestler from Waynesboro, a Russian exchange student, Denis Alampiev, from District 3. Wrestled the Augustine in the semifinals. The Augustine winning that match 6-4.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 35, 35. Now, I'm going to call you, son.
You hear the referee tell him he's going to call him for stalling if he doesn't do something.
Keep working, keep working.
Koscheck is not intimidated by Vince DeAugustine.
Watch his throat, watch his throat. Good job.
We just kind of stayed silent so you can kind of get a feel for that. We'll see if we get a close-up since we have the animated official to kind of take you through some of this. And we'll step in when necessary.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. He takes down, you have third period choice.
In the finals in 1996, the Augustine came in as a Southwestern Regional Champion. He beat Robbie Roan from Nazareth, District 11, who's our 189-pound finalist, 10-4 in the finals at 160 for the title.
Come on, come on.
Still scoreless. That's Koscheck on the bottom right there, struggling, looking for any way to get out of bounds.
Stay in. Come on, come on. No, we're out. Let's go. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Koscheck
He doesn't have much rope. I mean, he sees one hand go out sometimes. He's like, let's go back in the middle here. Let's get this thing going.
I'm ready.
Koscheck beat
Get on, get on.
Jared Hoff from Nazareth, the Northeastern Regional Champion in the semifinals, 3-1.
Quicker, son.
The Augustine going for that single leg, and
Koscheck's going to get out. He's got an overhook whizzer in. He's just got to turn and face. Right out of bounds. The Augustine smart enough when he gets in trouble, just push him out of bounds.
hey, nobody's ever going to claim you're foolish if you live on that out of bounds line. I mean, it's the great equalizer, great way to get things out of trouble. There's your official. He'll tell you time and everything else. He's a lot of fun to listen to.
Keep it legal.
Back in 1994 state championships, the Augustine came in as a Southwestern regional runner-up at 145 pounds. He lost his finals match, 14-5. It's a two-time state champion from Shamokin, District 4.
Still no score.
You're down, son.
Koscheck is still down.
Do it in bounds, and I'll give it to you. Let's go. Come on. Optional start. Get it. Get it. Get it now.
You can hear that referee. He is all over Vince DeAugustine to get a move on. He's finally out. Koscheck's finally out.
Gave the point over to Koscheck.
Don't you twist it. Don't you even think about it. Easy. Use your head. Come on.
See that official standing right by there to protect in case he throws thrown into the table.
Yeah, the assistant referee right on the ball with that one.
They move around, and this crew has worked one match before at 119, and
Augustine finally in on that single leg.
Count out the second period.
Three choices, down.
Augustine looks a little bit tired.
Come on, no, come on, let's go. Get down, son, get down. Get down. Get on.
This referee is all over these guys.
I don't know what the tap of the mat is. Let's go.
Augustine with a nice shoulder roll.
You're beginning to see a sense of urgency now with him as he trails 1-0 heading into the final period. But, you know, Koscheck, again, you know, it's that term again, hard to score on. He's got the great upper body. Mark Shuey, Matt's side. Mark?
Well, right now, Josh Koscheck is about a minute 30 away from a state title for Waynesburg. Waynesburg has not had a state titleist in this decade. Since 1989, the last Waynesburg state titleist was Dave Thomas at 135 pounds. As Vince DeAugustine is shaken up a little bit. Back to you guys.
89, that has been a while.
Augustine.
Injury clock time runs.
We're in the third period.
Mark, I think one thing we've talked about over the years is I think one of the great compliments you can pay any officiating crew is that if you never noticed, they were there. And these guys have been basically on top of things all day long.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about it. The referees have done an excellent job at this entire tournament here at Hershey. And as you can hear, the referees just keeping this match moving along. They're concerned about the wrestler's safety for one. You saw the injury to Koscheck. The referee stopped it immediately and tried to brief the medical staff on his condition.
Final 40 seconds. Vince DeAugustine, he's a defending champ, and just Koscheck just holding.
Koscheck has got to move up. You heard the referee say it. He's got to move up or he's going to get warned for stalling, and here it comes.
Right there.
There's the warning, so the next one is points.
You can't hang on from the top position. You've got to move up and try for a pinning combination.
DeAugustine, on the other hand, with a chance to score dramatically out of the bottom position.
Right here. Right there.
First caution warning against Koscheck.
Go.
Koscheck again just hanging on the ankle.
Get off his face.
He's got to take him to the mat, and he's got to try for back points. A nice roll with DeAugustine.
Roll over.
DeAugustine picking up.
There's the 2 points, 10 seconds to go. DeAugustine was one move away, and you wonder how long you can hold that fire. And it's a shoulder roll, second left. DeAugustine is hurt.
We're not done.
Shoulder roll with 1 second left on the clock gives him that 2-point
We got 1
reversal.
second, fellas. Let's go. Both of you, go. Okay, start a clock right here. Start a clock right here.
Just 1 second remains.
Koscheck has DeAugustine's leg up in the air, brings it back down to the mat.
Be cool. Be cool.
DeAugustine has a smart hit his roll.
The caution right here, the second one. Okay, good. You're thinking.
Let it
It's
go.
tough. Down, son. Don't rock. Easy.
That's it. DeAugustine holds on, and it was tough. 2-1 the final, and a
Fellas, you gave it a
heartbreaking
heck of a
loss.
match.
Let's go to the medal stand at 152. Rick Springman, Norristown, first ever Norristown state champ. Put the move on late and got aggressive late and wins in dramatic style against Robbie Waller. Let's go to the action at 171. Christian Luciano, Northampton, a concrete kid. Don Roan, the coach, 36-2. He's a junior. Joe Doherty, one of the District 3 contingent, senior Mannheim Central, a Red Baron. George Way, the coach, undefeated at 37-0. Well, Luciano, as Mark Shuey will tell us, has had his share of heartbreak here in Chocolatetown. And Doherty, this is his first trip to a final. As we'll save that story. But Luciano has, he's got all the moves, Jim.
Oh, he certainly does. And in particular, he's got a cement job move that when it comes, it's good night, Irene, if he can get it. Get in with that underhook and reach over the back of the head and try to trip his opponent down to the mat. One of the things that happens is his opponents are so deeply concerned about getting caught in that cement job move that Luciano gets a kind of an opportunity to hit other things off of that situation to get takedowns and score points.
Luciano in the red anklet. Doherty is in the green. Let's go to Mark Shuey. Mark, again, Luciano, I guess getting through the first round was his bugaboo psychologically.
Well, that's right. Christian Luciano, as we see him here,
Doherty
a little bit of
on
trouble.
a single leg. Luciano trying to get out of it.
Watch Doherty.
Doherty's going to get some back points here. He's got three back points and a 2-point takedown. Luciano, live by the sword, die by the sword.
Doherty trying to get a pinning combination. He's close. Yeah, right on it.
Boy, that's as close as it can be.
It doesn't have to touch for long. Luciano just fighting for dear life. Doherty may have him turned over. He's struggling to get out of bounds. Doherty still pinning him. Still fighting. Crowd, I think, thinks he may have had it.
The referee is right there on the job.
Luciano trying to get a leg in there. Oh, and the period runs out.
Right.
5 points.
That's as close as it gets right there.
Now, let's talk Christian Luciano and getting through the first round. Getting through the first period was rough enough there, Mark.
That's exactly right, Jed. I was just going to tell you that Christian Luciano, he has had a very tough time getting through the first round of these state tournaments. This is his third state tournament. He's just a junior. The past 2 years, he has lost in the first round. This year, he said he just wanted to get through that first round, get that monkey off his back, and then he felt he had a good shot. Well, he came all the way here to the state title match, but like you said, Jed Donahue, getting through that first period was something else for Christian Luciano, and right now he's feeling the effects of that as the injury clock is running on Christian Luciano. He spent much of that first period right on the middle of his back in the middle of the match. Jed and Jim?
He was as close as you can be.
And never count out a Northampton wrestler.
Well, I don't, that's the Mannheim coaching staff over here. Led by George Way, they said, hey, you know, you got 5-0 lead, but you're still in the fire. And that's the way you want to make sure you keep the focus. But Joe Doherty woke the house up here in Chocolatetown with that move. Championship at 171. Well, now I think we know why Doherty is unscathed and has run the table as 37-0. That was something else.
Joe Doherty beat John Trench from Parkland, District 11 champion.
Well, Luciano's a little hesitant. I guess when you do a weather report in the opening period in the championship round.
And you can see Luciano struggling to get that cement mixer.
Hand was in his shirt.
Or cement job.
And he
will force that move till the cows come home. Again, he gets an underhook and goes over the top with an overhook.
It's one of the pet moves taught by the Concrete Kids, their coach, Don Rowe. We'll see his son, Rob Rowe, next at 189 against Coy Wire of Cedar Cliff. 1:10 to go in the second period of play.
Head coach Don Rowan from Northampton, himself a two-time state champ back in 1970 and 1971. Also a national champion in college. And you can see just how aggressive Luciano will get with that move.
Well, I think the 5-0 lead by Doherty has set a trend, and now Luciano knows he has to be the aggressor now. Doherty steps out of bounds. Doherty again will play it safe. Turf will be everything to him. Where is he on in relation to out of bounds and all that sort of stuff? And they give Luciano 2 points there.
One of the things to notice at that last move, Luciano came at him with that cement job. Doherty weathered the storm, but felt comfortable enough on the edge of the mat. He let his guard down, and Luciano just slipped around behind him for a 2-point takedown.
Third the caution goes against Luciano.
That's what I meant when I said that Luciano forces that move so much so that his opponents are so worried about it that he can hit other things after he makes that initial lunge with it.
There's Doherty trying to get that move as you were talking about.
I got a stalemate, gentlemen.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and we've seen an awful lot of it on the football side with Mike Williams in the Mannheim program. They're no strangers down there in that part to the weight room. Because Doherty is one put-together young man. 6-2 the score. Doherty with a 4-point advantage. There's your time in the second period of play. Championship at 171. And if you're Christian Luciano and Don Rohn at this point, you're happy to be this far into the hunt.
And both the wrestlers were just warned for stalling.
Green takes down. You've both been warned for stalling. Third period, gentlemen. You ready?
Well, Luciano probably let him up here, I've got to think. Give up the point and then maybe go.
You can see he goes right for that move, right off the bell.
Can you spend too much time looking for one move, though, Jim?
Well, I think you can. I think you can waste too much time. Luciano is so good with other things, but he's just looking for this big move all the time.
He almost got it together, and Doherty again. We mentioned the turf. Where am I? I'll step out of bounds. Thank you very much.
Smart move by
We'll go back
Doherty.
to the middle. Yep, absolutely.
Doherty has a
they're both clamped in. I think they both got their pet move in, and Doherty trying to roll Luciano over.
Watch your arm, son. Watch your arm.
Luciano with the underhook.
Well, you better be careful, too. When you get your arm up and you get it turned a little bit.
I got blood red.
And we got a...
Let me see you, son.
Here comes the meter out. Blood timeout, Luciano.
Oh, yeah, Christian Luciano, he has really been banged up in this match so far with Joe Doherty. Once again, another very physical match here in the AAA level.
I know one of the questions about Joe Doherty from Mannheim Central, of course, he was part of that terrific football tradition at Mannheim. He was so banged up from the football season, there was some question as to whether he was going to survive the wrestling season. Well, he not only survived it, he's in the finals, and he's ahead.
You know, we mentioned the importance in the dual meet season about the, getting off to the great start. Never hurts when you got a Doherty sitting around at 171 in a close situation either.
Doherty backing away a little bit. He got warned for stalling. It's a point for Luciano.
8-5. I mean, it's still anybody's game here.
Good, gentlemen.
Luciano survived a near pin in the opening period. The clock ran out, and that bought him time, and you get a sense of a momentum change a little bit, that Doherty's just kind of hanging loose here, hanging on.
Doherty has got to make some offensive moves, or he's going to get warned for stalling again. Luciano clearly the aggressor in the final seconds of this third period. Luciano taking another break.
Okay.
And the crowd getting a little frustrated by that as well. He's done now. I mean, he can't really stop the clock. There's less than 15 seconds of injury time. Still 30 seconds left in the match.
Joe Doherty frustrating Christian Luciano. He's got the double hookup.
Joe Doherty clinging to that lead. There's your time remaining on the upper half. They go stalemate. They go to the center.
Coaching staff for Mannheim is telling him to just lace your hands behind his head and keep both elbows at him.
Counting it out. Doherty holding. He's going to win it here. 1 second remains.
2 seconds or less. One more stalling call would tie it up, but there's only those 2 seconds.
Caution red. Got your second one, son.
Didn't wave the clock out yet. That'll do it. Joe Doherty, 8-5 winner, Mannheim Central. The awards at 160. Vince DiAugustine, the defending champ, 30 seconds to go. Finally got a 2-point move together to pull it out 2-1.
A shoulder roll.
Yeah, against Josh Koscheck. He had his hands full. He earned this gold. I'll tell you, he knows he's lucky to be up there.
He definitely realizes that. Vince DiAugustine hit that shoulder roll with just a little bit of time left in the clock in the third period to get that reversal for a 2-1 score. He's the champion at 160 pounds for Hempfield, District 7.
Coy Wire at 189. Rob Roan. Talked to Bob Craig earlier in the week. He said this is the way it probably will play out at 189. And here they are. Roan, again, as you look at it, is in the red anklet. Wire is in the green. And the reverse, I'm sorry. Roan is green. Wire is red. Go ahead, Jim.
Roan in with a nice double leg takedown. Roan has been absolutely solid in this tournament. For a 189-pounder to move the way that he does and do the things that he can do with that size, he has been absolutely awesome. Coy Wire has been equally good in the top half of the bracket. He defeated Todd Hockenbrock from Shamokin in the semifinals, 3-2. Hockenbrock, of course, returning state runner-up from a year ago at 189 pounds.
We're out. Still feet, guys. Keep it center, gentlemen.
Now, Mark, this year, Coy Wire more than 2,000 yards rushing in football, and he will go to the next level as well.
That's right. Coy Wire, Cedar Cliff's fine tailback as well as wrestler, is off to Stanford University on a football scholarship. Coy Wire last year made it to the state finals at the 275-pound weight limit. He wrestled Rick Gilliam at Big Spring and lost in overtime to Rick Gilliam. And he's right back here in the state finals this year at 189, wrestling a very tough customer, as you said, Jim Davis, in Rob Roan. Rob Roan is, according to Cedar Cliff coach Bob Craig, has been one of the most impressive wrestlers in this tournament at Hershey this weekend.
Wire banged up a little bit.
We're on the blood time there.
Coy Wire named to the Big 33 team, All-Star game, Pennsylvania against Ohio. And, you know, you just mentioned Rick Gilliam, who he lost to in the 275-pound. Gilliam, a red shirt at West Virginia with Don Nealon. He'll play guard in the upcoming season as a redshirt freshman at a Big Spring. Doherty will also play some football at the next level.
Still feet.
In the opening bout of the tournament, Rob Roan from Nazareth pinned Brent Mansfield from Conestoga Valley, District 3. Wire struggled a bit against Brent Mansfield in their South Central Regional Tournament.
Cedar Cliff are 4 state champions. They have a legendary type of past with Bob Craig. Started his career at Newport.
We're on action.
Been at it for 35, 36 years. He says Coy Wire is one of the best he's ever had. Play both wrestling and football as we count out the opening period. 2-1 with Roan the leader.
More time for green. I also need cleanup.
Coy Wire has terrific balance and a lot of good strength. Rob Roan has got finals experience just like Wire does. but he's also got a lot of desire. You can see it with a lot of the moves that he hits. He puts a lot of mustard on them, and his opponents so far haven't been able to handle it.
2-1 the score.
Top, bottom, neutral, defer, green. Green man defers. Let's go, red. He defers to you. Top, bottom, or neutral. Red chooses bottom. Bob, they use 20 seconds on the blood time. 2-0.
Again, another great animated
Okay, bottom,
official.
you're set. Don't move. Top on.
Know right where you at.
Wire out quickly with a quick stand-up.
I'm going to brag about our crew. They're the ones doing all the pictures and wiring everybody up, taking it kind of inside, giving a little bit more of a feel for what this is all about. The escape, and that's where we are, 2-2. One thing about Coy Wire, sometimes he doesn't really look like outstanding, like, you know, off the page, but he's always around.
Now, no.
At money time in the third period.
Out of bounds. We're on the edge. Can't go anywhere.
Tell you what, though, this Rob Roan, Nazareth senior, 37-0. There's a lot of ink has been used writing about him up in District 11 in various publications up there, and well-deserved, because he has had a spectacular run at Nazareth.
Yeah, he never gives up. That's one of the trademark things about Robbie Roan. He never, ever gives up. He's always coming at you.
Come on, guys.
And at 189 pounds, you can go a long, long way just by being aggressive.
Too much time. Too much time.
And the referee calls it double stalling.
That means points are going to go.
Keep asking it. Oh. Blood time on green, on his forehead.
Blood time. Remember, there's 5 minutes total.
Oh, he was taking a few. Yes, I've got counts on him. Your guy's taking about 4. He's taking about 2. Now, I have asked them both. I said, let's pick up action, and none of them have responded. That's why I hit both gentlemen.
You can hear the referee explaining why he hit both guys for stalling.
You got a continued clock on him? Okay.
Coaches know exactly where they stand with their wrestlers. When you got a referee like this, it's going to tell you what the situation is and why he's calling things the way he is.
Cut time. 55 total on blood. Bob, 55 seconds blood on him, total. Set.
Coaches, they're educators and everything. These two guys, I mean, see Ray Nunemaker and Bob Craig wrestling, you know, coaching against each other in this match is one of the unique sidebars to it.
Your feet.
Back in 1995, Rob Roan came to this tournament as a Northeastern third-place finisher. He lost a semifinal bout at 152 pounds and placed 4th that year in the state.
In a rock'em sock'em robot affair, from what remember you saying. Final seconds, as you see at the top, ticking away.
Your feet.
There you see some of the environs of the Hershey Park Arena sold out, 8,600 strong. That's paid. There's more than that in the building. Still tied at 2.
Use the tie, break it up. Use the
And it
tie,
doesn't look
break it
like
up.
much,
Let's
again,
go
as we
offense.
said,
Let's
but
go.
boy, there, the exertion that goes on there.
Both
Wires
wrestlers,
got that elbow tape really strong, too.
and this is the first match where I've seen that on him. This is a recent injury that he suffered.
Yeah, this must have happened this morning in the semifinals.
Green
Again,
chooses bottom.
guys in the AAA have to get up, crack of dawn, and go to it.
Third period, guys. Green on bottom.
Semifinals always start 8 o'clock in AAA, and then you come back later that evening.
Okay, you're set. Don't move. Top, get on.
You can
Full
see
start
that
on the bottom, on
incredible quickness by Rob
It's okay,
Roan
you get 2 warnings
from
for
the
any
bottom
point.
position.
Okay, I'm going to hold this time on the whistle, so stay set the whole time when we mount. You're set? Get on.
Coming right up to a stand-up, getting hand control, and he's out.
We're out here. Center, still feet. Okay, let's stay off the edge. In here.
Roan is up 3-2 in this finals at 189 pounds.
It's Roan. Final period.
Roan trying to pull him into inbounds.
2 points for Roan. That's a big move there.
And again, right on the edge of the mat, the supporting points of Roan, his feet were still in bounds, while Wire was totally out of bounds. In that situation, the takedown stands.
Set, don't move. Action here, action, action.
Roan has got to make an effort to try to take him to the mat. That's what the referee was referring to with the call for action.
He's really favoring that elbow. Yeah, I mean, you can see it.
There you go.
A little bit.
Here, I'll die.
Back in 1995, Coy Wire entered the tournament as a South Central third-place finisher at 171 pounds. He lost to Vertus Jones from Greensburg-Salem, District 7 in the quarterfinal round and did not place. Two-point takedown, but he's not going to get any back points as long as Wire's out of bounds. Wow, what a dynamic exclamation point that was.
What's the matter? Injury clock. Injury time. What happened, sir? Okay. Dizzy, stars.
Hopefully we'll get a chance to see that again.
There. 7-3, Rob Roan in front. There's your time remaining in the match.
Coy Wire's lucky that he didn't get in a worse position than he was. Rob Roan scrambling for a takedown, comes up, Wire lifts his head. Roan sees his opportunity, right on down to the mat. Who was about 4 feet further to the right. Would have been 5 big points total.
Center and we'll take you off. You're good. Cut time. 44 seconds, 1 injury timeout. Red man, your bottom. Your bottom. 44 seconds, 1 injury timeout. Set, don't move, top.
Wire trying to get out. Gets himself in a lot of trouble. Rob Roan.
He's gambling, though, isn't he?
He is gambling.
Set, don't move. Bottom man, red. Okay, same as the last time we had a pulse. I'm going to hold, so stay set when we get on. Set.
27 seconds left.
Roan decides just to let him go. And Wire has 15 seconds to get some points on the board, or he's going to lose his match.
Work in, work in.
It's over. Rob Roan, a winner by a final of 9-4.
Good job, gentlemen. Great match. Shake hands. Good
Rob
job,
Roan
raise it up high.
is one of the toughest 189-pounders I've seen in a long, long time.
Third place
To the award stand, 171, Joe Doherty, Mannheim Central, the winner, and a 5-point move and a near pin in the opening period. Helps him spring past Christian Luciano of Northampton.
Joe Doherty, again, a great football player for that tradition-rich Mannheim Central football team. Shows that he has another sport that he's awfully good at. He's the state champion at 171 pounds.
275 pounds / heavyweights. Pete Malnick, Ephrata, District 3 senior. Merv Whitmer, his coach. He's undefeated at 35-0. Tom Petco, Quakertown, District 1 senior. Dan Sizlove, his coach, 33-4.
Melnick defeated Dave Armstrong from Central Bucks West, District 1, who was undefeated 5-3 to make it into the final round.
Petco in the green anklet, Malnick in the red.
Dave Armstrong from Central Bucks West was a Southeastern Regional champion. Tom Petco from Quakertown took second in that regional tournament.
Come on, guys. Come on now.
At the start of the tournament, Pete Malnick was ranked 4th in the country, or 4th in the state.
We're in neutral. Let's go. Let's go. Neutral.
Tom Petco from Quakertown beat Jason Yo from McGuffey in the semifinal round. Of course, McGuffey from District 7. Petco won that bout 3-2 to make it into the finals.
Opening period at 275, still scoreless.
Malnick with a lot of horse, not afraid to shoot in on a bigger man. He's got a lot of strength. He's a nice leg trip in the single leg. But unfortunately, right there's the out-of-bounds line.
It don't matter. Don't matter.
Malnick beat Matt Meisenhelder from Red Lion, District 3, in the South Central Regional Finals, 7-2. Meisenhelder placed 3rd in the state last year. And back in 1996, Malnick did not go to states, but of course District 3 had that Coy Wire, Rick Gilliam, and Matt Meisenhelder, who placed 1, 2, and 3 in the state, all from the South Central region. There just wasn't enough room for Pete Malnick from Ephrata.
Defense.
Second period ready to begin. Well, Ephrata.
Grand.
They've been really coming on in recent years athletically. They've never had a state champion at Ephrata. Quakertown at District 1, looking things up on them. They've had 2.
Guys are working well. Keep it going. Keep it going now. Settle. Red.
Malnick from the top position will put in a cross body ride.
One freebie. You're in. Settle.
Still scoreless in the heavyweight division.
In last year's championships, Petco came in as a Southeastern Regional runner-up. He was pinned in the first round by eventual state champion Rick Gilliam from Big Spring, District 3, and did not place in that tournament last year.
One, two, two, gentlemen. You're in.
Everybody says, oh, the heavyweights and everything else. I mean, what is the minimum requirement, Jim, that you need to
I think it's about 185 pounds, but I'm not sure exactly.
Well, we know these two guys are over 185.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're over. Yeah. In fact, most of the heavyweights here at the tournament were over that minimum weight, that's for sure.
Is the maximum 275? Is that what that is?
275 is the upper limit. And I think there were a couple of guys that might have hit the
Had to
scale.
run some stairs.
I'm sorry you're over. 275 and a half.
275 squared. Second power.
Come on, come on, come on.
What a fabulous weekend in this tournament. Again, you know, Mark, you were giving attendance figures for this. 8,624 for the AAA session and 55,695 for the whole tournament.
Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. The Hershey Park Arena, really a great venue for this sport. And, you know, is there a more rabid fan than the wrestling fan? These guys come out for the match no matter where they are. These are the biggest matches in the state.
Big mistake by Petco gives Milnick a quick opportunity to get 2 points. And again, he's got that cross body ride in. Not a lot of heavyweights ride with that cross body ride. Milnick does a very nice job from the top position, hanging on, take his 2-1 lead into the final period.
2 minutes to go.
Defense. Let's go. Get in. Settle. 3.
2-1. Melnick out of Ephrata, 35-0, undefeated.
Neutral.
Out quickly with an escape and in on a double leg, but Petco, nice job defending. Milnick with that overhook. That's called a Russian tie. There's a number of different things you can do from that move.
Neutral here.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Glad that wasn't done over here. I think I might have to turn my chair one way.
Just in case we have to bail out.
Yeah, something like that.
Work it.
It's almost happened a couple of times today. This is a heck of a view.
That's our first opportunity to broadcast from the
Yes.
floor of the arena, and it does give you an interesting perspective on things.
It gives you an idea how much work really goes into this. It's, you know, lost. Oh, we got a tie reversal.
Milnick.
Petco's really working him.
Milnick is in a lot of trouble. He's caught in a near cradle. He just gave up 2 points to tie the match 3-3. You can see him trying to work himself out of bounds, which he does. It could have been big trouble.
Let's go. Get down.
Okay, 189 pounds, place winner, and the 275-pound place winner. Make your way to the awards area.
Red.
And 275. Make your way to the awards area.
Petco on top. Milnick got out in just a couple of seconds last time.
Single leg. He's going after it right there.
Milnick with a
road by Milnick.
A reversal.
Gave it to him.
He's got a 2-point reversal. I'll make the score 5-3 with 47 seconds left. Milnick has got to hold Petco down. The coaching staff of effort is
working it hard, I'll tell you.
Working it hard.
You're in. Settle, Red.
5-3. Steve Melnick with a 2-point lead. He's riding the top position, trying to ride it out for a state championship at 275.
He's got that arm pinned around behind.
Petco's feeling it, too. You could really see it on the one camera.
Work it. Work it.
Melnick's got a
There he is. I mean, he is anguished.
He's got a good bar arm and a far wrist. He's working for back points
He
here.
may get something here. He's trying to turn it. 5-4 the score.
Melnick got a little bit high. Gave up a one-point escape.
1-point game.
Couple of
There's your
seconds
time.
left.
Petco still has time. Running out of time. It's over.
Good match. Good match.
Melnick wins it 5-4.
Good match, Tony.
At 189, the award, Rob Roan, as advertised, with gold. A 9-4 decision against Coy Wire to the left of your screen out of Cedar Cliff. This young man on your screen is going to make some big noise at the next level, I think. His best years are definitely ahead of him.
Now, he's got tremendous talent, and for a big man, he's got some great moves. And he's got enough strength to make it in college wrestling, and that's what you need. You need to have a lot of mental toughness and a lot of upper body strength to make your moves stick against those big boys and 190 pounds at the college level.
Champion at 189, the gold to Rob Roan, Nazareth, District 11. If you look at them gear up for the Hershey Park Arena for the Hershey Bears, which are going to be playing here for a while. Everybody's talking about it. It's a new professional outdoor soccer team, the Hershey Wildcats, playing professional outdoor soccer in the Hershey Park Stadium. Hershey Wildcats are affordable family entertainment. Hershey Wildcats, call at 534-3911. Again, that's 534-3911. Go to the medal stand for the awards in the heavyweight division. And big win tonight for Ephrata in District 3. Their first ever champ. He's Pete Melnick. He had to fight for it, though. Tom Petco made him earn it down the stretch out of Quakertown. But pretty good heavyweight bout tonight. Not a bad look to close things out.
No, definitely. Melnick 35-0 going into the state finals. He's 36-0, and he made it count, and you can see the expression on his face. He's a state champion at 275 pounds for Ephrata District 3.
Mark Shuey, I guess one of the big stories, the closeness of all of these matches that we've seen throughout this whole tournament. And again, it's gaining in popularity, 55,695. That's the big number. This sport getting as popular as ever in PA, and is still just as good.
Over 8,600 here tonight, and the total, District 3, they had sent 9 wrestlers to the finals, 4 wins, 5 losses. District 11, 8 wrestlers in the finals in the AAA level, 5 and 3 for District 11 wrestlers.
All right, a lot of thanks to everybody. It's the production crew is just as always fabulous to work with. WITF.